In today's episode of Apex to Oval, Alex and Jack talk about Bahrain testing week 1, the Olympics US speed skating team bringing NASCAR tactics to win, BMW's M2 racing debut delay, Alpine's exit of WEC at the end of the 2026 season, recapping the Daytona 500, the main story, the US women's figure skating team is great. And we're also going to be talking about our race predictions for this week in Atlanta. So tune in. Hello and welcome. I'm Alex. That's Jack. Welcome to Apex to Oval. We talk about motorsports. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the US women's figure skating team, which is become very popular.
Basically motorsports?
What? Basically,
I said basically motorsports.
It's basically like it's like if you put monster truck, if elegant monster trucks were a thing, that's what figure skating would be in the most respectful way.
Elegant monster trucks on ice is crazy.
Do you know what I mean though? Like,
no, you're kind of right.
Because they have right. Like they go around a little like dirt course or whatever. Or maybe motocross would be like an accurate.
No. Give me Gravedigger doing a quad axle.
Let's just get right into it, man. Let's just encapsulate Bahrain testing in just one big thing. Lando was the fastest on day 1. Charles Leclerc was the fastest on day 2. Kimi Antonelli was the fastest on day 3. You had Fernando, Lewis, and Max, the 3 world champions, saying that the car was shite. And there's a whole starting procedure fiasco.
Look, here's what I can conclusively say about Ferrari. Is that at least the version of their engine that they have been using in the tests is remarkably reliable. And that is a welcome change from Ferraris of the past having random issues all the time, it feels like.
Also want to say they are basically the only team that can do race starts. So by the time the other teams start their cars and get it going, they're already a lap ahead. That's all I'm saying. All right?
I'm not sure about all that, but I think the issue is more that, like, what is it, 5% of the time the cars will just screw up the race start?
I don't think it's 5%. I think it's a lot of the time. Because what I was seeing with, like, reports from, like, teams was, like, yeah, the race starts suck. We don't have enough turbo to, like, get the car rolling. And Ferrari's like, whoopsie, we thought of this. We told you about it.
I had seen 1 in 20, which still means 1 per race, right? Yeah. Like, essentially, in a 22-car field. But that's still not good, right?
Yeah.
And you saw, I think they tried a grid start with like, was it 7, 8 cars? Yes. And like half of them didn't get off the line. Yeah. And obviously this was like their first time trying it in a lot of cases. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is for once Ferrari was on the good side of something like this. Maybe for the first time, like ever, where they pointed out, hey, this race start procedure is too short for these new engines, and everyone else was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then now everyone else has realized, hey, this race start procedure is too short for these engines, and tried to change it, and Ferrari vetoed it now because they had already designed around it before.
Yeah. They had also warned about it before, which everyone was like, who cares, and just like threw them to the side. And so now,
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it is perhaps interesting that they were trying to get it fixed, and now we're the lone team vetoing getting it fixed. But on the other hand, they designed around it after noticing it before the others. And I think that they deserve to reap that reward.
Can we talk about Aston Martin real quick? Because Honda engines might be despicably bad. Like 2015 GP2 engine type of bad, and Fernando Alonso has to race with them again.
Yeah, I mean, it's McLaren Honda all over again.
Yeah.
That was the game plan, right?
They literally, oh my God, wait a minute. That's what you meant by Jensen. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. That's rough. I'm not gonna lie. That's rough. That's tough for Fernando because, like, I don't know how well he can drive anymore. Granted, he had a bad car last year. In 2023, he drove pretty well with a good car, but I mean, it's just you got to feel it for the man. Anyway, Barcelona will stay on the calendar in a rotation with Spa. So Barcelona will be on the calendar 2028, 2030, and 2032. What are your thoughts on that, Jack?
Fine.
Fine. You excited?
I mean, I'd rather have Spa every year if instead of that, but Barcelona's a fine track.
Listen, it gives me. Well, when are they? It depends. See, my thing is like it depends on where in the calendar Barcelona is. I'm pretty sure it's during the summer. It's not like the early weeks, which means you can't go to the race and then go see Barcelona play, which kind of sucks. I don't know. I actually prefer Spa over Barca, but what are you to do? I mean, Barca's a good track. It's just not Spa. Doesn't have the history. Doesn't, you know. Next up, the Atlanta entry lists are out for NASCAR. So, in the Cup, you have J.J. Yeley in the 44 and B.J. McLeod in the 78 as open cars. And the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, O'Reilly Auto Parts bound. You have Giro Giro, Cody Ware, and Ross Chastain. And then in the trucks, you have Corey Heim, Kyle Busch, Ty Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse, John Hunter Nemechek, and Carson Hocevar. Thoughts on any of these drivers coming up?
Cody Ware, watch out, I guess. But no, I mean, we get Corey Heim truck start, we get Kyle Busch truck start, and Stenhouse and Nemechek both have been. Well, Stenhouse isn't sneaky about it, but Nemechek has been sneaky really good at super speedways. So, like, that is a loaded truck field.
Also Hocevar?
Yeah.
Trucks too.
Well, yeah, especially in the trucks. I don't know about him and good at super speedways.
I mean, we'll talk about it later, but he almost won it this past weekend. Granted, a lot of luck had to come for him to win it, which didn't come, but he almost won it.
Yeah, I think the problem is and obviously, like, Spire was posting how close he was and everything else. I think the unfortunate reality is at Daytona, much of the time, leading at the start of the last lap means that you are actually in a terrible position when it comes to actually winning the race.
Yeah, that is true.
And so, like, yes, he was leading and running up front late. Also, he was not putting himself in a position to win that race.
No. I mean, good effort, but no. Also, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later in the pod. Also, NASCAR news. Adam Andretti is going to Tricon for a select few races this season. Pretty cool.
Yeah. It's Atlanta this weekend and then a few road courses.
Hell yeah. Not bad. And the Olympics. The U.S. Speed skating team is bringing NASCAR tactics to their sport. They're basically bump drafting with each other. They're bump drafting with each other, which is really interesting. Do we think it'll work?
I mean, apparently it can take an 8th place team to first by just doing that. Is what they calculated. Yeah, the sports aerodynamicist Ingmar Youngnickel said that pushing is substantially faster, so fast that you can go from 8th in the world to 1st in the world using this technique. And of course, this is being pioneered by the U.S. Olympic team pursuit team in speed skating, which is, they themselves are drawing it from NASCAR. But
it's pretty sick. It is pretty sick. NASCAR's making it to new sports. Maybe F1 could try some aerodynamic things with their cars so people can actually overtake without a button.
Well, yeah. Problem with that is aero on an open wheel car, especially in F1, when aero matters as much as it does, it's going to be a lot more sensitive to stuff going on in front.
Listen.
You know, even in NASCAR, dirty air matters a lot of times, but those things are bricks going around the track where, like, you know, the aero isn't perfected the way an F1 car's is.
Yeah. You know what they could do? They could do like more like a modified, you know? Modified setup, you know? Anyway.
On F1?
F1. Just make them look like modified.
Max Verstappen driving like a wedge.
Like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out Yukon.
I would love to see Max drive that.
I would love to see how'd I have to see Lance Stroll drive one. I just want to see what he can do. Put him on some dirt tracks. Absolutely. In other series, BMW's M2 Racing is delayed until COTA. BMW M2 was set to make their debut at Sebring from March 6th to 8th, but instead they are waiting a weekend to come to the series May 8th through 10th at COTA. And they will be joining the VP Racing Sports Car Challenge with the M2s. So that's fun. Also in endurance racing news, Alpine is leaving WEC at the end of the season, which is interesting because I mean I feel like they just joined like a couple of years ago, like they're already out of it. They've been in the hypercar category since the start of 2024. They are a brand of Renault, and they will be leaving after the 2026 season, citing other priorities. So part of that is probably F1, most likely, because with the new engines, the new, rags. But yeah, tough one for WEC. Even though Alpine really didn't do much, but still. I mean, Porsche dropping out, Alpine's now dropping out. Who is next?
I was going to say, this is the third manufacturer to drop out recently, right? Because before Porsche, it was it Lamborghini?
Well, did Lamborghini drop out? Did they really? Yeah.
And then
yes, 2024
2024
was when they ended.
Yeah. So, like, on one hand, WEC is hemorrhaging manufacturers, it feels like, right? 3 in the last few years.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you have, like, Ford and McLaren joining, right? You have so many lined up. You still have a healthy array of manufacturers. So,
yeah,
it's a really weird mix going on.
I believe Aston Martin is joining as well.
Yeah, and I think that, was it Honda that's rumored to be working on something?
I believe so, maybe.
Or joining, like...
I know Honda had NASCAR ambitions, I think it was Honda. But those are being curbed.
I feel like Honda's always had NASCAR ambitions.
But that's being curbed.
But then never does.
Yeah, they never do it. It's being curbed again. And they almost stopped IndyCar participation. So... I don't...
But yeah, like, it's so weird. Like, imagine... I mean, the scale in NASCAR would be like if they lost Toyota while gaining Ram.
Yeah.
Right? Which I feel like the losing Toyota part would overshadow the gaining another one to replace it part. Mm-hmm. But here, there's a big enough field that it kind of doesn't matter. But it still is like, okay, hang on. Why are so many people leaving, even if they're being replaced?
Yeah. And then MotoGP, we have no news. So let's get into a recap for the Daytona 500. Your winner was Tyler Reddick. Jack guessed Busch. He finished 15th. I guessed Bubba. He finished 10th. And the news is talking more about Michael Jordan than they are about Tyler Reddick. So that sucks.
Yippee!
But yeah, Michael Jordan had some news earlier today, something like that. That was not good. So,
well,
or he did something.
Are you talking about the clip?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I thought there was something else that was sparking debate on NBA Twitter. I know the clip did, but I was talking. I mean something else. Maybe I'm wrong. Was there not?
I don't think so. I
Oh.
think that it was just a lot of people vague posting about. There's a clip that if you look at it with like an eye for an internet eye, I'll say it looks really bad. I think if you kind of Occam's razor it, it's he was getting a piece of ice out of the kid's shirt. And I think that this is Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there are probably much easier explanations than what certain people seem to be defaulting to with that. But also, I think it's being covered more than it deserves to be in the first place.
Main story. Now, normally this is a motorsport story, but I have gotten a lot of content from the U.S. women's figure skating team on basically every social media platform I have. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about them. They are pretty sick. And by sick, I mean cool. It's the trio of Amber Glenn, Alicia Liu, and Isabel Levito. They are coined as the Blade Angels. So, pretty sick. Jack is basically counted out in this one. This is all me. Yeah, I think, the publicity they're getting is sick. The personalities is really what has me is like, they seem cool, chill. Amber likes Magic the Gathering, which is sick. Because when I was in Boy Scouts, I had a really good Magic the Gathering deck. And then my mom threw out all my cards. But, like, if I meet somebody else who loves Magic the Gathering, that's always super cool. Because I love it, and I don't know how to get into it anymore. But I would want to, and it's pretty cool. Each of their parents immigrated from a different country, so that's pretty cool. They are some of the best in the world at their jobs, at figure skating. The publicity they're getting is mostly positive, I feel like, if not all positive. Pretty cool. Other thing I want to point out, there was an article posted, I forget where it was posted or what, I forget what publication posted it, but the title of it is sick. It's really funny. Alt, gay, and from New Jersey. That's interesting. One of them has this really cool wolf hair, not wolf hair. What am I trying to say? It's it's brown, blonde, brown, blonde. It's different. I don't know how to explain it. It looks like an optical illusion. It's sick as fuck. I don't know what to tell you. It's cool. And that's the alt. She quit figure skating for 2 years, came back, and is now competing in the Olympics, which is sick as hell. Because I feel like most sports, if you leave for 2 years and try to come back, you are not going to compete anywhere near the level you were at before. And she's competing at an even better level than she was before. The gay is Amber. She's bi, which is sick. Because I believe the stat is she's the first gay or openly gay figure skater while competing internationally, I think is the stat. But it's pretty sick. And then from New Jersey is Isabel. That's so funny though. Alt gay New Jersey. That's hilarious. But she had to pump her own gas the other day or a year ago. That shit was hilarious. She didn't know how to do it. And she forgot how to do it, she told in a recent interview. So, this is why New Jersey is the way it is. Why are we making people pump their own gas? Or not pump their own gas? Why are you making other people pump your own gas? I feel like it should be mandatory. Now, if you want to let other people pump your gas, I think it should be mandatory to learn how to pump your own gas. So when you go outside of New Jersey, you know how. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, why would you ever leave New Jersey? You have to pay to leave New Jersey.
You know what? Fair. Why would you ever leave New Jersey? Probably because of what Chief Keef said.
Well, that's how they set it up. You know that on the roads and stuff. They make it so that you have to pay to leave New Jersey. It's free to enter. You have to pay to leave.
I do, but we all know what Chief Keef said. Do you know what Chief Keef said?
Enlighten us.
I don't know if I can. He said we gonna blow New Jersey up. Yeah. Now he then probably got.
I can't believe you would say that. In your own words,
would not.
Like that. With your whole
I
chest.
respect New Jersey.
Your whole chest.
I respect.
Do you? That's even worse.
I respect New Jersey a lot more than Massachusetts and. Oh wait, no, wait. That's the only one I respect them more than. But like.
No, see, I'm a diehard Maryland hater. Maryland is the worst state of the 50. I think that needs to be recognized more than it is.
I think Massachusetts is the worst of the 50 purely based off of their driving.
Interesting.
It's really sucks to be driving in the left-hand lane and then some guy from Massachusetts hogs the left lane, the fast lane, like 10 miles under the speed limit. It truly like grinds my gears.
Well, speaking of things that suck, figure skating culture for a long time did suck. And as you mentioned, Alyssa Liu quit for a period of time. So did Amber Glenn, I believe. And both have very publicly worked to change the culture of figure skating, whether it's battling eating disorders, whether it's challenging a lot of the kind of predatory culture around it, a lot of the abusive culture. And you have Amber Glenn as the oldest... I believe the oldest representative of the U.S. since like the 20s or something, and has the potential to be the oldest gold medalist in a very long time. You have Alyssa Liu, who obviously, as you said, quit for a while, came back completely on her own terms, and is a world champion. And they've already raised the minimum age to 17, I believe, for figure skating, where it was younger, which is good for both kind of abuse, lack of control reasons, and for having unrealistic expectations for, while you're growing, putting that level of stress on your bones and stuff is less than ideal.
Yep.
And so, not only are they fun to watch, but they have been working for positive change in a sport that has desperately needed it.
Yeah. There's a lot of injuries that happen because of the strain it has on people at a young age. There's a lot of gruesome injuries that go on. So hopefully that'll change as the rules and the rules change positively. But yeah, also Russia, dominant. Not allowed to compete in the Olympics for reasons. They did cheat in 2022. I think was the year.
Oh, at figure skating specifically,
they were doping. They had
a 15-year-old doping.
Yeah.
Which the 15-year-old couldn't get punished for it because they're 15.
Yeah. Also,
which made it a whole interesting thing.
Allegedly, they were doing that without her knowledge, but again, I don't know how.
Well, and Russia has had doping scandals for as long as Russia has competed in anything.
That is true. That's very true.
I do think that it's worth noting that it is also true that Russia's status as a competing country is affected by the fact that it invaded its neighbor in Ukraine.
Yes, that's also a reason.
I think that the F1 world saw that play out with Nikita Mazepin and his status in the sport. Although obviously Mazepin was pretty directly tied to the regime in control of Russia. But that can't be ignored when talking about the Russian athletes not competing under the Russian flag.
Yes. But I think two of their athletes that aren't athletes but are athletes are competing under the neutral section.
Yeah, they compete under the like IOC flag?
I don't think so. I think they're just neutral. Because I think because Russia's doing what they're doing, they can't.
Oh yeah, it's not the IOC flag. It is just the true neutral flag.
Yeah.
With the circle.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
Because I thought historically they had the neutral athletes. Oh, it was ROC. It was the Russian Olympic Committee that they could compete under, but now it's true neutral.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that the coach that was involved with that doping scandal is still present in some capacity. People were understandably upset about, but that is me talking out of my butt in something that is not racing.
Yeah, no, she's back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
2 months earlier, she tested positive for banned substance. Then the fallout from the case, the International Skating Union increased the minimum age from 15 to 17 for senior level athletes. Her coach received substantial criticism for her behavior in Beijing and is coaching 2 skaters in Milan, a Georgian men's skater and a Russian women's skater who will compete as a neutral athlete.
Boy.
She served a ban which expired in December, despite long-running legal efforts to have it overturned, including at the Swiss Supreme Court last year. Yeah,
it's not fair putting it in Switzerland. How do they even have a court? They can't pick sides. It's like their whole thing.
That is true. They do not pick sides. They're also a tax haven. But yeah, women's figure skating, pretty sick, pretty cool, good personalities. Hopefully improved business practices in the future, on top of the current changes they've had. What do you want me to call it? Like, I don't.
Oh, I think business practices is really funny.
I think that's the right word for it.
That like implies that they were just using like Swiss bank accounts or something.
No, they're not committing tax. They might be committing tax fraud. They might be committing tax fraud. Who knows, right? Who knows? But yeah, it's pretty sick to see the women's team for the U.S. shine the way they have. Hopefully they do well. Hopefully they do well on the 17th, because it's only to qualify for the final, and then the 19th when they qualify for the final. But yes, hopefully. Fingers crossed. If you were to pick one of them to win, who would you have to win?
No disrespect to Levito, but you have the 3-time reigning U.S. champion in Amber Glenn versus a world champion in Alyssa Liu.
Yeah.
So I feel like if it's going to be one of them, it's probably between those two. Mm-hmm. And past that, I don't know. I'll say Glenn, because I think it would be cool with all the age discourse. Although obviously Alyssa Liu has become America's sweetheart, both with the tree ring, the halo hair turned tree rings, and the Chainsaw Man plushie everywhere, and all of the side quests. Yeah, I'll say Amber Glenn.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Glenn as well. Obviously the rest of them too, Levito and Leo, but I think Glenn. I think the fact that, just seeing someone who's
I think
26, fun personality, Magic the Gathering. Gotta say it again, Magic the Gathering.
And might I add, doesn't just play it, goes to local game stores.
Yes,
and plays.
So cool. Oh, dude, the things I would do to have a local game store that I could go and just buy Magic the Gathering or Pokemon and play Magic the Gathering or Pokemon. The things I would do.
I will say buy is tough, especially for Pokemon.
Yeah.
But go to, you would be really surprised just how many LGSs there are that'll host tournaments, especially around a college campus like you are at.
There's no game stores though. There's barely any. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Pretty much.
You'd be surprised.
I will find them.
The Yukon crowd alone, because I could tell you that obviously I am in a city, but even as you go further outside the city, they're a good amount.
Yeah, I have to get back into Magic, but yeah, that's my pick. The fact that she's still doing so well at 26. She's bi, first openly bi, gay, female, figure skating athlete. Magic the Gathering, again, cool as hell. That is so cool. And then, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to our race predictions. Now, currently, I am 0 for 2 in the Cup Series, and we haven't made any predictions for the Rally or the Trucks. And Jack is 1 for 1. He got Ryan Preece 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
One and one, not 1 for
yeah, sorry,
1.
one and one.
Don't give me more credit than I deserve.
He's 1 and 1. He has got the win with Ryan Preece. Guest Kyle Busch did not get it, but here we go for our picks for Atlanta. The Auto Trader 400, Sunday at 3 p.m. My winner, Denny Hamlin. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I will say it until the man retires. This is Denny Hamlin's year. Win number 1 comes this week. I was tempted to put Christopher Bell, but I'm going with Denny Hamlin.
All right. I like it. I am picking William Byron, and he is going to win, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. It's whatever. When Hamlin wins. Oh my God! Wait, we didn't update. I don't have to pay Jack the $20. Kyle Busch did not win. I do not have to pay Jack $20. Anyway, Atlanta for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. It is the Bennett Transportation and Logistics 250, Saturday at 5 p.m. I have Justin Allgaier. The man is the best driver in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. He's going to win a lot. He's going to lead a lot. He's going to get a lot of top 5s, top 10s, top 20s. He's going to win this weekend.
I think it should be pretty obvious who I'm picking here.
Boo! No, I'm just kidding. It's not boo. It's not boo.
I think it is. What, you think he's going to come for you?
I have to be neutral. This isn't a. This actually is a really good pick. I'm not gonna lie. This is a damn good pick.
He won already. Spoiler. He is dominant, particularly at Atlanta, which is a home race for him. To the point where like his sponsor is the one sponsoring the race. But I feel like Austin Hill at super speedway version of Atlanta is as close to a sure thing as it gets. So I've got to ride with them,
That is very fair. For the Trucks race, I am going to change my pick. I had Lane Riggs, but I'm going to go with Corey Heim. Heim time, baby.
Oh!
Listen, anytime Corey Heim is in the trucks, he's dominant. And I don't think anyone can stop him, not even Kyle Busch. Speaking.
Okay, well, I am picking Kyle Busch because I don't think that it is good practice to bet against Kyle Busch running in the trucks. I feel like last year, I remember saying something along the lines of, why are you wasting one of your truck starts at a super speedway in relation to Kyle Busch running at Atlanta in the trucks? While watching the race the entire time, I was just telling myself, wow, I'm stupid. Super speedway or not, it's Kyle Busch in a truck. So I'm not making that mistake again.
Fair. Very fair. I got Corey Heim as the GOAT. What are you going to do?
I would like to highlight that Riley Herbst made one beautiful move at the end of the Daytona 500. He might have earned himself another 2 seasons for 23-11 with that one. Now, Tyler Reddick, he was pushing Tyler Reddick to the lead, and he was running in third, Reddick in first. It was Chase Elliott in second. Yep. And Herbst was accidentally sort of getting lined up to push Chase Elliott. So instead, what he did was wreck Chase Elliott and the entire field behind them, sacrificing his own top 3 finishing position so that Tyler Reddick crosses the finish line with no one in the same zip code. Like zero doubt that he was winning that race, not subject to any bad luck with runs or anything. Just nope.
It was the greatest teammate move you could ever do. That's the new age shake and bake, baby.
Yeah, I mean, what?
That's a shake and bake if I've ever seen it.
He took out the whole field except for his teammate and ensured the win. And then, sorry,
Yeah.
were you saying something?
I was going to say, mind you, like half a lap earlier, Carson Hocevar took out the rest of the field.
Yeah.
And the remaining people got
pretty
taken
much.
out by the Herbst move.
Well, yeah, because Kyle Busch was running in like below 20th.
Yeah.
And he was like, screw this. I'm not going to be running 30th just to like try to catch up to get wrecked. So he drops back. He ends up finishing 15th because everyone ahead of him is wrecking.
Yeah.
Like he just drops back and is like, all right, I'm just going to take what I get. But yeah, Herbst, after the race finish, Mike Joy is saying like, oh, and this wasn't a team effort. I mean, he's the only Toyota in the top 7. And it's like, wasn't a team effort.
He's the reason.
Riley Herbst gave his life for this win. Like, what are we talking about?
No, he did. He really did. It was actually pure, like, oh, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful.
It was truly one of the best teammate moments I have ever seen. Which, you know, you can be upset about the field getting wrecked. I think that generally, unless your name is Brad Keselowski, a lot of people kind of see it as a bit of a racing incident. Like, I don't think people genuinely see it as like intentionally wrecking the field for your teammate. Mm-hmm. However, he did a damn good job if that was the goal. You know, he was in a good spot anyway, but you never know what happens in the field behind you. And
exactly.
Herbst removed any doubt.
Yeah. Oh, it was so beautiful. Anyway, that's the pod. Thank you for watching. Jack, any final thoughts?
F1 eventually will exist in real life, and that, my friend, will tell us who's actually fast.
It's going to be Haas.
I was going to say Cadillac.
It's going to be one of the 2 American teams, I'll tell you that much. Anyway.
One of the 2 Ferrari-powered American teams.
Thank you for watching.
That power unit is serious, man. Ferrari's just going to screw it up like always.
Exactly. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Tune in to our other episodes. Tune in next week. Peace out.